Chapter 6. Rain pattered softly against the windows, its gentle rhythm soothing after the chaos of the past few days. The tension and tears from the fight in Chapter 5 had begun to fade, replaced by a tentative peace. Declan's home in Halifax felt like a sanctuary tonight, warm light spilling from the lamps, the faint smell of tea drifting from the kitchen, and his parents' quiet voices murmuring somewhere down the hall. Azalea had driven over despite the drizzle, her pink hair slightly damp when she arrived. Declan met her at the door, wrapping her in a hug that lingered just a little too long. Neither of them spoke at first. They didn't need to. The way she clung to him said everything. Later, they curled up on the couch under a thick blanket. The TV flickered with the soft glow of an old movie neither of them were really watching. Declan held her close, his arm around her shoulders, listening to the steady beat of her heart against his chest. "I missed this," Azalea whispered, her voice MU-FB04ED against his shirt. "Just us. No stress, no fighting, just you." "Me too," Declan said quietly, kissing the top of her head. "We made it through. That's what matters." The rain's steady rhythm mixed with the soft hum of the movie, lulling the room into a perfect, peaceful silence. Azalea shifted closer, her legs tucked beneath her, her head resting fully against Declan's chest. Her breathing began to slow as the warmth of the moment seeped into her bones. Declan tilted his head to look at her, memorizing every detail. The way her pink hair fell like silk across her face, the faint crease in her brow that disappeared as she relaxed, the gentle weight of her hand in his. Even after months together, she still amazed him. "You're staring," Azalea murmured, not opening her eyes. Declan grinned softly. "Can you blame me? You're beautiful." A faint blush spread across her cheeks, even in her drowsy state. "Flatterer." "I mean it," he said, his voice firm but tender. "I don't think you realize how much you mean to me, Azalea. You're everything." She shifted slightly, opening her eyes just long enough to look at him with sleepy adoration. "I love you, Declan." It was said so quietly it was almost a breath, but it made his heart race. He didn't reply in words, just held her tighter, knowing actions spoke louder right now. Within minutes she drifted fully to sleep, her trust in him complete. Azalea's breathing was steady now, soft and rhythmic, her body completely at peace in his arms. Declan carefully adjusted the blanket around her, moving with the kind of reverence reserved for something fragile and precious. He sat there for a long time, watching her sleep. She looked like a dream, the personification of every hope he'd ever carried. And in that quiet, sacred moment, words rose from his heart, too strong to hold back. Leaning close, he whispered into the darkened room, so softly that only the night could hear. "I'll always take care of you, Azalea. I'll work as hard as I have to, chase every dream and build a life that's worthy of you. I'll never let you feel alone again." The vow lingered in the air, invisible but unbreakable. Declan's thoughts turned briefly to his current job at Sobeys Mumford Road. It was a start, a way to earn money and stay grounded. But he knew it wasn't where he wanted to stop. His education, his drive, his ambitions, all of it was fuel for a future where Azalea would always feel secure, always feel loved. He gently stroked a strand of hair from her face, marveling at the fact that someone like her chose someone like him. Declan's mind began to wander as he sat there, thinking about all they had already shared and everything still to come. He pictured her walking across the stage at graduation next year, pink hair glowing under the auditorium lights, her face shining with triumph. He imagined them moving forward together, navigating new jobs, new challenges, new dreams. And then, even further ahead, he he saw a moment that made his chest tighten. A proposal. He didn't know where or when yet, but he could see himself kneeling before her, asking her to spend forever with him. Just the thought filled him with a mixture of fear and excitement. For now, though, she slept peacefully, unaware of the future he was already quietly building for her. That was okay. The promise was his alone to carry until the time was right. Much later, Declan gently eased himself off the couch, careful not to wake her. He tucked the blanket snugly around her, lingering to watch her breathe one last time before stepping outside into the cool night air. The rain had stopped, leaving the streets slick and reflective beneath the glow of the street lamps. Across the harbor, Halifax shimmered like a city of stars. The air smelled faintly of salt and earth, a reminder of the ocean's constant presence. Declan shoved his hands into his pockets, staring at the skyline. The weight of his vow pressed against his chest, both heavy and exhilarating. He thought about all the milestones ahead, her graduation, his career, the day they'd one day build a home together. "One day," he murmured to the night sky, "you'll know, Azalea. But for now, this promise is just for me." With renewed determination, Declan turned and slipped back inside, closing the door softly behind him. The living room was quiet except for the gentle hum of the TV. Azalea lay curled up on the couch, the blanket rising and falling with her steady breaths. Declan stood for a moment, watching her. His chest ached, but not with sadness, with love so deep it almost overwhelmed him. Whatever storms lay ahead, he knew one thing for certain: they would face them together. He knelt beside the couch, brushing a hand lightly over her hair. "Sleep well, my love," he whispered, his voice barely audible. As he rose and headed for his room, Declan carried the weight of his silent promise with him, knowing it would shape every choice he made from this night forward.